natuurlijk de koprol van Michelo Kogan. Dat was de eerste wedstrijd. Vanochtend hadden wij de tweede wedstrijd. En daarin was de tweede overwinning voor... Verbrand je namelijk ook hier op de hoofdtribune. Nou, genoeg mensen nog steeds. Fijn dat jullie er allemaal bij zijn. Straks gaan we dus ons opmaken voor de...
Cars are getting ready to go. You can see the cars from the previous session just coming in. Well, welcome to all of you to the broadcast. So if you weren't getting me at the start there, some technical issues for me, but back with you all now. So let's start this one from the top, shall we? Welcome to all of you to the season opener for the Mazda MX-5 Cup here at Zandvoort. Two brilliant races we've had so far. You would have seen the calendar at the top of the show there. This just begins a 6-round season for the Mazda MX-5 Cup. And we've had two brilliant races so far. The Zandvoort circuit in itself full of fans today. There's been lots of people piling in for this Supercar Challenge event, Mazda MX-5 Cup. A pivotal support of that, and has been somewhat stealing the show in terms of the races. Wouter Jansen has taken both wins so far, but it hasn't come without a big fight for Jansen. He just won in a drag race to the line in race 2, beating Delano de Catela by less than a tenth of a second. 2.5 tenths back was Chris Scootert. In race 1, it ended under safety car. We had a car roll over in Mihailo Cohen, who did get out the car okay and did walk away from the incident. So to run through the first two races we've had so far, Wouter Jansen, Delano de Catela, 1 and 2 in that order, and then Noah Maton was third and the rookie winner in race 1. Chris Scootert, who started on the front row in race 2, finished P3. Noah Maton, once again the rookie winner, and another top 5 finish. He was in P4. The racing has been so close all the way throughout. On the track map, you will see the run between turns 12 and 1. That is a very pivotal part of the circuit because the cars are absolutely flat as they come through 13 and 14. So that run between 12 and turn 1 is where you're going to see drivers gaining the most in terms of the slipstream and being able to pass. But on the flip side, also working together as well. They'll be pushing each other along. You'll see a lot of hand signals going throughout the race with drivers trying to get some assistance from cars behind to work forward. Similar situation when we get out of Hugenholtz, turn 3, the banked left-hand corner. It's then flat out from 3 through 4, 5, 6, and up towards 7, where they come downhill into the long right-hander with a very big gravel trap on the exit, but the cars carry so much speed through there, but you can gain a lot of time from 3 to 7 if you get a good exit out of 3. So those 2 points of the track where you need to get good exits is vital to get out of turn 12 okay and out of turn 3 okay. The rest really is all about drivers just keeping momentum. It's a championship and a car which requires momentum all the way throughout. The moment you lose that is the moment you go backwards. The fans have been enjoying it so far, and I hope you have as well. Of course, the live stream being brought to you this season by Alpha Live, and it's been a great part of the V-Max team, who have been going now 25 years. Change of direction this year for them as they look to expand and grow their already very impressive outfit with a already big following, as you'll see by the grandstands. Now this, the final race, where the drivers finished in races 1 and 2 have absolutely no reflection on where they start in this race. This is the result from overall qualifying, which took place on Saturday, and the qualifying result from that is what sets this grid. Races 1 and 2 slightly different in terms of the grid. We had a partial reverse grid race with the top 10 swap round for race 1. Race 2 was second best lap time. So that is how the format of Mazda MX-5 Cup works if you are new to it. Drivers just coming out. It's a 25-minute race. It's standing start, and then it is 25 minutes of full-on action. This gives you an indication of turn 7. This is turn 7 I told you about. There you can see how easy it is to go off. Well, you're hearing me, and you'll be looking at René down on the grid. Let's go to him.
En die staat hier nog in zijn eentje, want we wachten op de aankomst van de auto's hier. Maar die zijn inmiddels uit de pitstraat gereden. Het licht aan het eind van de pitstraat staat op groen. En dat betekent dat we zometeen hier de auto's mogen verwelkomen op de startgrid voor de derde en laatste wedstrijd in de Mazda MX-5 Cup. 2 overwinningen voor Wouter Jansen. Een uitstekende start van het seizoen voor hem tot nu toe. 2 podiumplaatsen voor Delano de Ketelen, onze Belgische vriend. Natuurlijk meerdere Belgische deelnemers hier in het veld. Echt een Benelux kampioenschap in de oude klassieke zin van het woord. En Delano is er natuurlijk op gebrand ervoor te zorgen dat Wouter Jansen zijn hattrick niet completeert. Want Delano wil natuurlijk na 2 tweede plaatsen 1 keer een treetje hoger. Wil de overwinning, zijn eerste overwinning hier van het seizoen op Zandvoort tijdens de V-Max Voorjaarsraces. Nog steeds een stralende zon, een blauwe lucht en ideale omstandigheden voor een mooie, prachtige afsluitende race van de Mazda MX-5 Cup. 2 wedstrijden gezien, eentje gisteren waarbij we ook relatief veel safety car hadden. Maar daarvoor heel veel actie. En vanmorgen een mooie, clean, strategische wedstrijd zonder safety car interventies. Gewoon mooi clean racen met volop slipstream duels, met volop deurkrukken racen. En dat is wat we zo graag willen zien. Dat is wat het echte merkencup racen, zoals hier in de Mazda MX-5 Cup bij uitstek het geval is, zo mooi en zo spannend maakt. We wachten op de komst van de auto's hier. En tot het zover is, geven we nog even terug naar Dennis naar boven.
Thank you to René down on the grid there. Great to have his company, and you'll see him over the course of the rest of the day there, getting lots of reaction and thoughts from all the drivers, which has been a really great part of this weekend for both Mazda MX-5 and Super Cup Challenge as well. 5-minute board has gone up, so that gives you an indication of how far away we are from getting the formation lap underway. You'll see when we do that, the drivers are pretty aggressive in trying to put heat through these tyres, and then we will get lined up on the grid, ready to go. Well, we've seen René once, let's see him again.
En die staat naast Delano de Ketelen, die natuurlijk gaat voor zijn eerste overwinning van dit weekend. Delano, even nog een korte impressie voorafgaand aan de race.
Ja, laten we er een mooie wedstrijd van maken. Hopelijk een mooie strijd met de jongens. En ja, hoop op een mooie wedstrijd.
Een mooie wedstrijd, daar hopen we natuurlijk allemaal op, Delano de Ketelen. En het 5-minuten signaal heeft al geklonken, het bord is al getoond. Wij gaan langzaam een beetje de kant van de pitstraat uit. Chris Schuttert hier op de tweede plaats, ook van hem nog even een korte reactie. Chris Schuttert, spannend voor de race?
Ja, ik hoop weer hetzelfde als net eigenlijk. Wegrijden met een snel groepje en dan het uitvechten in de laatste rondjes. Ging net goed, dus zou nu weer moeten.
Heel goed, dankjewel Chris Schuttert. Ook van hem natuurlijk hoge verwachtingen voor de wedstrijd. Dan Noah Maton, die de beste rookie is op de startgrid. Rookies zijn rijders die in hun eerste of in hun tweede jaar zitten in de serie. Dus niet alleen de absolute nieuwkomers, maar ook mensen met al een klein beetje ervaring. En daar behoort Noah Maton zeker toe. Succesvol tot nu toe en Noah Maton ook erop gebrand als Belgische rijder om hier goed te scoren bij de noorderburen vanuit Belgisch perspectief. En hier natuurlijk Wouter Jansen, tweevoudig winnaar. We willen van hem nog even een korte impressie. Wouter Jansen, 2 overwinningen. Ga je er een hat-trick van maken?
We gaan ons best doen. Kijken hoe het loopt.
Hartstikke goed. 3 minuten signaal wordt gegeven. Dat betekent dat wij ook van de startgrid af moeten. Net als alle teamleden en alle andere betrokkenen. We gaan ons opmaken voor een spannende wedstrijd. Een mooie apotheose van dit weekend in de Mazda MX-5 Cup. Ik wens u veel plezier en geef graag terug naar boven naar Dennis.
Thank you to René. Good to hear from Delana de Ketelaar down there on the grid. And the driver's just getting ready now. We will show you the grid very shortly so you can have a look at how they're going to line up. Delana de Ketelaar is going to be on pole position. Chris Schuttert alongside, who started on the front row earlier and really went well throughout the second half of the race in particular. Noah Maton, 2-time rookie winner, and Christian Decline next. Wouter Jansen going very good from the third row so far this weekend, and Stijn Heyre next. Then it's Luke Valk and Henk Valk Jr., who both ran into problems of their own. It's been a pretty disappointing weekend for them two so far. Xavier van der Schoot and Marcel Dekker next. Nico Lanalati and Mats Ruyen are on the 6th row. Jim Back and Mats Vey are on row 7. Serhii Volobuyev, Mihailo Cohen are on row 8. Then Jack de Kock and Jaden Grutians on row 9. And rounding out the field is going to be Ivan Yeremenko. See how this all goes. In terms of the drivers that have been very present at the front so far, it has been Wouter Jansen, Delana de Ketelaar, and also Noah Maton, Marcel Dekker, and Chris Schuttert as well, who didn't have the best of first races, but then again it was a race which was filled with safety cars, but came back very strong in the second one. Qualifying was very close between de Ketelaar and Schuttert. There was just 1/10 of a second between them, but they did have a bit of an advantage over Noah Maton and Christian Decline. Don't think we can read too much into that. I don't think it means they'll have an advantage. This category is if you can nail a good toe coming down the start-finish straight, as you can see looking at us, and round turn 13 and 14, then you can gain a lot of lap time. We were seeing in the second race, Wouter Jansen was about 3/4 tenths of a second back from de Ketelaar, and then almost passed him going down the start-finish straight. But on average, in the portion of the race where de Ketelaar had broken away, the chasing pack were gaining minimum 3 tenths, if not 4, through turns 13, 14, and this start-finish straight by pushing together. So it's a category which requires patience, it requires tactics, and one where you have got to stay in the race. You can think of it a little bit like a Tour de France race. If you're similar to if you're a fan of watching that kind of racing, it's all about staying in the pack, and then you have the dash to the line at the end. Karting, very similar as well. If you're a karting driver or a karting fan, then the style of racing in this is not too dissimilar from what you see in that. All about pushing each other along, staying in the tow, and then making your move at the decisive moment come the end. And if you get a gap from the field, you have got to take full advantage of it. So this is through turn 2. This is the famous Hugenholtz corner, which has been elevated in recent years to see how much banked it is. Then we come out of 3, that's for the right-hander. This is 5, so they're flat out all the way downhill and then make the climb up through turn 6. They're only corners in terms of numbers in this car, really. They just absolutely fly through them. Before they get to this point here, where we saw drivers earlier having a little bit of difficulty with the rear end. You've got to slide the car through almost in terms of drifting, and then you come uphill very quickly into 8 and 9. This is an overtaking opportunity we have seen used throughout the weekend. The track really widens through this section of the circuit, and it just means the door is much larger to put your car through on the inside at 9. 10 in qualifying circumstances, you'd see the drivers come right out to the left-hand side of the screen as you see there and file through. In racing terms, not quite as such. They'll have to cover the inside because, again, there are so many opportunities to get by at that portion of the track. So if you get a break, that's a corner where you have got to take full advantage. The downhill chicane here comes very, very quickly into the stadium section. If you're an F1 fan, the atmosphere on a race weekend through this part is absolutely electric. Down into turn 11, over the curb through there, over the curb through 12 as well, and that is probably the most important corner to get right. You have got to come through that chicane well so that you have a good run coming down here through turn 13 and then again through 14, where it is foot to the floor going around these corners and around the banking here. And this is where we saw the drag race to the line happen in the next race. It was De Ketelaere who was getting a very good run and then was able to draw alongside Wouter Janssen here, and it was a run to the line where Janssen just held on by 95 thousandths. Well, let's talk about this race in itself then. This race 3 of the weekend in the Mazda MX-5 Cup for the opening round of the season. Points go to your top 15, 20 to the winner, 17 to second, 15 to third, 13 to fourth, and then it works down from 11 points to fifth and 1 point to 15th. De Ketelaere got a point for the pole position, and there is also a point for fastest lap as well. It is 25 minutes all the way to the end. We will see the flag at the end of 25 minutes. Who will take it first? Let's find out then. For the last time this weekend, we're going to go racing. It's Scooter to the left of screen, De Ketelaere to the right of screen, and we are go for the final time in the Mazda MX-5 Cup here at Zandvoort. Down to the first corner, you can already see De Ketelaere is signalling to Scooter to work with him there. Noah Maton in that purple livery trying to make a move on Christian Decline. It looks like Decline has gone through into third place. Maton is then in fourth place, and De Ketelaere wants Scooter to go with him. Scooter was very pleased with the podium he got earlier and will no doubt be carrying confidence into this race. Well, one or two drivers getting lost through Hugenholtz corner, but it is overall a clean start. There is Maton, and then behind we have the like server Steinheirer and Marcel Dekker in that very obvious green and white livery. You can see him in the back of the pack, but it is De Ketelaere who leads from pole position. Scooter happy to stay in behind, but has got to be wary that he is under significant pressure in third place as well. Move going on, as we said, through turn 9. We just see a move complete there. It was Noah Maton who was passed by, I believe, that is Steinheirer who got by him. Now Marcel Dekker now trying to go around the outside of Noah Maton, and we're going to be side by side coming down towards turn 11. Marcel Dekker pushing Steinheirer along down into the braking zone, both going by Maton out front. Oh, and here's Dekker side by side now coming through this corner, is able to get around the outside of Steinheirer. That's a great move from Marcel Dekker, but it has given the lead 3 a gap to the field. Noah Maton now on the inside there trying to get back through as they head round the banking now and up towards the start finish line. Dekker is leading what is already a chasing pack with the top 3 away and clear, and they all look like they're comfortable to work with each other over the line. De Ketelaere leading Scooter and Janssen. Then it's Dekker, Decline, Maton and Heirer. Decline now coming back down the inside here of Marcel Dekker. And these guys really need to sort out who is going to be leading this pack. Otherwise, this race could be over for them in terms of a win very, very quickly. We've got 3 quick drivers there. Decline, Dekker, Maton all together. They just have to start working together here because the top 3 are away and clear. We see the number the number 10 car that looked like running slightly wide coming out of Hugenholt's corner. That was Van der Schoot, who was very much part of a battle earlier, which was raging inside the top 10, and Van der Schoot's now leading through turn 7 and 8. We've got the number 11 of Luc Valk in there as well. Henk Valk Jr. carrying the same livery on their cars there, right together in the background. And is there going to be a move from Van Ruyen? I think there is. It looks like Van Ruyen has gone past Valk Jr., so a change of position there. Valk Jr. will be hoping to just have a clean run in this race as they head out of turn 10 now and down to 11. And once again, Marcel Dekker side by side with the number 69 car of Christian De Klein into turn 11. Dekker's going to brave it all the way around the outside, and that's fantastic driving from Marcel Dekker. De Klein is really the driver that is forcing the battle here. Just needs to, I think, settle down and work with Dekker, because the top three are getting away at some rate now, and they are absolutely in no mood to be fighting with each other at this stage. They can see that the chasing pack is disappearing very quickly. A couple of laps now in the bag for us as we head down the start-finish straight, and it is not even able to take a seat. You can see the racing so close that everyone wants the best view they can for this one. Edge of your seat stuff as Dekker leads the way in this chasing pack, and going with him now is Noah Maton. Defensive driving, because we've had a change of lead as well. Scootert has now taken the race lead, so it is fight on for the lead of the race. Dropping to second is De Ketelaere, and then we have Janssen in third place. Over the crest, downhill we go. Scootert leading the way, and hasn't done much of that so far this weekend, but has always been present inside that top three. We need the assistance of De Ketelaere and Janssen, because Dekker is very much now trying to come after these guys, and Maton appears to be working with him, and the gap is coming down incredibly quickly. This, you could argue, is already a lead group of 5 now, with that move being made by Scootert, and with that you can see Dekker, Maton working together nicely. They have caught up, so it is 5, 6, 7 for the lead. We've got Heyre De Klein also in there as well. Out of turn 10, and Marcel Dekker wants to make his first move in these podium places. He's side by side with Wouter Janssen. Is he going to do one of his moves around the outside again? Let's find out. Into the braking zone we go. Dekker in the green and white. Round the outside he goes once again. Superb driving from Marcel Dekker as he heads into third place. De Ketelaere now next ahead of him. Scootert has a bit of a break, about a car length between himself and the field, but that will disappear very quickly as they head through turn 14 now. De Ketelaere will be in a position to challenge for the lead by the end of this straight, no doubt. Marcel Dekker could be in the same position as well. Here we go, the Mazda MX-5 Cup snake wiggles its way down to turn 1, and De Ketelaere pulls to the inside and goes breezing by Chris Scootert there with the assistance of Marcel Dekker. Where will Scootert be at the end of this first corner? He's going to drop to P4 because Wouter Janssen has gone through as well, or has he? Scootert trying to go round the outside now. Door banging going on between the two drivers, and Scootert has gone back into third place. Janssen fourth, a bit wide out of Hugenholtz. Will that give a gap for Noah Maton there? P5 in the pink and purple livery. Up through 6 and now down into 7. It's De Ketelaere who now leads the race, but Marcel Dekker is very much the one to watch. He's worked his way through from the back end of the top 10, started P10, and he's now in P2, showing why he is a multiple champion in Mazda MX-5 Cup. Up to turn 10, Noah Maton defending there from De Klein and Stein Heyre. And Maton, in fact, is now going to get a place here. It looks like Wouter Janssen made a mistake coming through turn 10, and that's opened the door for Maton on the outside. Can he do the same, what we saw Marcel Dekker do? No, Janssen holds on to the position and stays in P4. This is going to be the style of racing we will have all the way to the flag. It's going to be very close. Do not count out Decline, Steinheirer. They could both very much be on the top step of this podium come the end. They could be just taking their time, and when the opportunity presents itself, they could be the drivers going through into the lead. I think Marcel Dekker is about to take the lead here. He's right behind De Ketelaere, but Marcel Dekker choosing to push De Ketelaere. Maton, his patience is run out with Janssen, and he's going to go through and into 4th place. So Noah Maton can see what is happening ahead, and he wants to be part of it. Maton and Janssen side by side. Janssen once again having to hold off through turn 2. In the background, we've got Decline and Hater. A Scoot is leading what is now the chasing pack in 8th place. Here comes the top 7. Down through 5, 6. Wait for them to appear. Who's going to be in the lead when they do so? Will it be De Ketelaere still? Yes, but only just from Dekker. And then we have Scootert, and Janssen is still in 4th place. Up to turn 8 now. Dekker settled into 2nd place. De Ketelaere cannot afford to make any mistakes now. A mistake could drop him all the way to 7th place if he's not careful. So this is the part of the race where I think we'll be settled down slightly. Hard to think that when you've got 7 cars all in a line for the lead, but in Mazda MX-5 terms, I think this might be the point where the drivers just try and tick off some laps and stay where they are. Down into turn 11. Dekker there in 2nd. Hanging on at the back there is Steinheirer. Scoot is the next of the chasing pack, but the likes of Steinheirer has got to be careful here in the red and black livery. He's just starting to drop back ever so slightly. Let's check in with the chasing pack then. We've got Scoot, Valk Jr. and Valk in that one, and then we've got Mats Vey and also Jim Back as well. So these guys in the fight for 8th place, and Scoot wants to keep hold of that, but he might be passed straight down the outside here. That is Valk Jr. with Valk pushing him along. Jr. is going to go through, and that's how you can see how defending may not even work in Mazda MX-5's Cup. You're better off to stay on the racing line in some ways there, wouldn't he, Scoot? Because Valk Jr. has just gone straight through. Valk's going to do the same now around the outside. Good driving that from the 21. Luke Valk has gone through, so they now take control of this chasing pack. But the gap to the leaders, 2.2 seconds. It was once over 3, so encouraging signs from them. They are definitely getting closer in the last couple of laps, but Scoot not happy at all with dropping positions. He really wants to go with them. Up front, the lead pack is separated into 2 groups. We've got 5 for the lead. Decline and Heyre are really starting to struggle to hang on to those leading drivers now. Maton in 5th place, and really it's going to be who wants to make the first move here. They're all in a position to do so. It's just when they want to go about doing it. Let's keep an eye on some lap times from this queue here. Interested to see, now we've got a new leader in this group, if they're starting to catch those drivers ahead. Down the hill, through the chicane, a bit of a wiggle going on in the background there from Mats Vey. That was Jim Back, sorry. We're just getting a little bit out of shape. Now round the banking and down the start-finish straights. This is Valk and Valk Jr. They're certainly going to want to work together. Okay, it's time to take control of the lead for Marcel Dekker, and that is the bell rung in terms of this fight. It's all going to kick off now with Dekker going through, and everyone wants to take advantage. Look at this. Maton jumps into the ring there, goes into 4th place. Great stuff from Noah Maton. Through into 4th, and De Ketelaere has just gone from 1st to 5th in the space of 2 corners. And Marcel Dekker there just signalling to Chris Scooter to try and work with him here. Wants to take control of this race and lead it. He's come from P10 to P1. And that is why he is becoming somewhat of a legend, if he isn't already, in this category of racing. Through 8 into 9. Fastest lap was done last time around by Wouter Janssen, who sits in 3rd, or does he? Maton puts his car to the inside there. Janssen has held on round the outside. This pack is quicker than both packs behind, so they are still very much the quickest group on circuit, as Maton in a bit of a battle there with De Ketelaere, and Maton has gone round the outside of De Ketelaere with Janssen just ahead. Maton there, you can see he's going to look to the inside of Janssen. Is he in the black and white livery? Janssen having to run slightly wide to hang on to the place and give some racing room on the inside to Maton. Now we start to see Decline and Heyre catch back up once again. Can it be a group for 7? We'll find out. You can see why Dekker signalled to Scooter to work with him. Look at what's happened in the space of 1 lap. Dekker has took the lead. De Ketelaere has dropped all the way back to P5, and Dekker is now breaking away with Scooter. Maton wants to be leading this somewhat of a chasing pack, and Maton goes down the inside there of Janssen to take 3rd place. We'll run out of, we'll lose count of how many times the lead changes in this race, I can guarantee you that. Maton going through, or does he? Janssen goes back down the inside at turn 2, but Maton is going to hold on to that position round Hugenholz. Lovely exit from the corner there from Maton. Janssen right behind him. Dekker and Scooter might just have an opportunity here to try and get a gap if Maton feels the need to defend from Janssen. But both of those drivers have been fighting for the lead this weekend. Janssen has won both. Could he do the treble here at Zandvoort? 4th place he is. De Ketelaere will be slightly disappointed to be down in 5th, but will not be too concerned at this stage. There's still 10.5 minutes to go, and the leader is very much just ahead of De Ketelaere. Down the inside, here comes Noah Maton. Good move from him there, has now taken 2nd place from Scooter. Scooter running wide on the exit. Marcel Dekker had a good view of that in his mirrors, and Noah Maton is now up to 2nd place. Scooter looked like he wanted to challenge back though, and he's going to do just that into turn 11 through turn 12. Door banging going on between the pair, and Maton is going to hold on to 2nd place with Scooter having to run slightly wide on the exit there. Dekker has been given a break in this race now. He's got a gap over the rest of the field. Can he take advantage of it? Scooter has got to work with Maton here, and he actually won't in fact have the chance to do just that, because Janssen has snuck through on the inside. De Ketelaere will go through as well, and Dekker will now be trying to break away from the field as they head up towards Tarzan Corner once more. Decline and Heyre are now being given the opportunity to close in. It's Maton in 2nd, Janssen 3rd, and then behind that we have De Ketelaere and Scooter down to 5th. So you can see how punishing it can be to make a mistake in this one. Scooter has gone from 2nd to 5th. Let's have a look at them coming through turns 8 and 9. This queue in the background there. You've got Valk and Valk Jr. Oh, and there was contact there. Oh no, Scooter's gone round. So Scoot taking a half spin. Now where did he cross the line? Just trying to identify Van der Scoot. Sorry, he is dropped down to P12, Van der Scoot. So that's a shame for him. Xavier Van der Scoot is down to 12th place and has dropped way back from that pack, about 10 seconds. There's Noah Maton, dives down the inside of Marcel Dekker, almost to change a lead, and Dekker door banging with him going on there, trying to force his way back through, but Maton holding firm on the inside, and Noah Maton, the rookie, now leads this race. The 2nd rookie is Christian Decline, who is in P6 and almost with these guys. Noah Maton absolutely not driving like a rookie. He's gone past the most experienced driver, Marcel Dekker, but Marcel Dekker is going to go round the outside there. Signature move it is becoming for Marcel Dekker, and he retakes the lead from Noah Maton. All together now, Decline has caught up. The rookie, he's caught up with this pack in the background. Stein Heyre has got to try and capitalise as well and close in. Maton just fainting wide there. Janssen goes through, and Noah Maton will drop back to P4 here because De Ketelaere has gone through, and you could see it was good driving that from Maton in a way. He's playing the long game here, and the crowd are absolutely loving this pick a car and see which one of them is going to win it. It could be absolutely any of them. Noah Maton now goes round the outside of De Ketelaere there. Janssen is now our leader. Maton coming back through into second place. He was fourth going into turn 1. He's now B2, is Noah Maton. Janssen on track to take 3 wins out of 3, but there's still 7 minutes to go. Lots of laps still to be done. Around 2 minutes a lap, so we've still got a good 3 or 4 laps left in this one. And that pack is now all together, coming down the hill. Janssen, Maton, De Ketelaere, Dekker. Behind that is Scootert. And then we have De Klein and Heyre. Stijn Heyre has actually made a mistake. He's dropped back in P7. So it is 6 for the lead now, going into the final 6 minutes of this race. Up towards 10, and you can see the defensive lines now starting to be taken. Scootert is going to lose another place. De Klein makes his first big move in this lead pack. Doesn't quite get through, but Maton is now going to be passed, is he, by Janssen. Noah Maton was briefly our leader. Janssen going through on the inside, and Maton now around the outside, and Maton has gone through to take the lead of the race. It was Janssen who led us out of Hugenholtz. Maton now leads us out of turn 12. As I mentioned before, turn 3, turn 12, you've got to get those right. If you don't, you will lose places, and even if you don't make a mistake, if the driver's behind work together and want to go through, they will in a race like this, which is why patience is very key. Tact, it's a very strategical category for that reason. Down the start-finish straight, look at this, white line defending now from Noah Maton as we head into the final 3 laps. Oh no, we've got a yellow at turn 12. Seems someone has gone off there. Side by side, Dekker is being passed by Scootert, and we've got a car stopped there. I think that might be Wout Jr. because he's dropping down the field. It is, and I really hope we can see that car taken off and we don't have to go safety car here. Looked like there was still something going through the engine, so I hope Wout Jr. is able to get away. Maton leading Janssen. Oh no, that's picture-in-picture now showing us that Wout Jr. is going nowhere. Oh, it looked like he was creeping at the end of that just as we were away, so I think we're going to be okay, and we are. Green flag. So we stay green in this race. It's Maton. Let's recap where we are. Maton is leading Janssen, but now it's going to be leading De Ketelaere because De Ketelaere is making a move into turn 9 and goes through. But Maton, this is the biggest lead we've seen from anyone in this race. Dekker had a similar lead around halfway through, but this could be a big moment. Maton has got to absolutely nail turn 11 and 12 now. He cannot afford a mistake. On the flip side, De Ketelaere has got to get it right, got to get some assistance. In towards 11 now. Are we going to see any mistakes from our leader? It looked clean and tidy from Maton, but it looked even better there from De Ketelaere. He seems to be the one having more momentum coming out, and you can see him just giving the signal to Scooter. We've got to work together. There's only about 3 laps to go here. The white flag is being shown for the slow travelling Henk Valk Jr. Oh, he was right on the outside. Wow, right on the outside there. He's just trying to let the pack through and get back across. And I held my breath for a second there, but in the end, it was very good driving from Valk Jr. Dekker in the green and white gets past Scootert. Change for the podium places. 3.5 minutes to go. And this could be, I think will be, the penultimate lap of the race now. Into Hugenholtz. Maton still with a gap. De Ketelaere has got to try and catch. Of all the drivers he'd want behind him, I think Dekker would be the one he'd pick. In respect to the other drivers, he's the one that's got championships to his name and the opportunity to work forward, and he's looked so good in this race. But in fact, he doesn't even need the assistance. He's there already. The run between 3 and 7 has given him the tow, has given him the gap he needs, and De Ketelaere is now right behind Noah Maton. We're in store for a last lap shootout between 6 drivers, and Maton just looked to be running slightly wide through 9, and the gap is now non-existent between our top 6 drivers. Stijn Heyre is having the best seat in the house for this battle, but will want to be part of it. We are getting ready then for this last lap shootout. Will it be Noah Maton that takes us on to the last lap as the leader? Down into 11 and 12, change of position, or is there Janssen going side by side with Scootert and had to give him some room? I think has just dropped slightly back, so 3 for the lead as we head down to the final 2 corners. This is the chasing pack who have been providing just as much action, but it's been too hard to keep our eyes off the leaders. And there we can see the 19 going through as well. That's Mats Vey, who's driven very well this weekend. The driver's yet to cross the line and now start the final lap of the race, and it's Maton leading De Ketelaere. Dekker in the background. Through Tarzan we go one more time, and Dekker right behind the top 2 there. Is De Ketelaere going to be able to make a move, or is Maton, the rookie, going to take the win here this weekend? Not driving like a rookie at all. Does he get Hugenholtz right? Yes, that looked nice and tidy from Maton. It's over to De Ketelaere now to try and make the move. Next big opportunities will come at turn 9 and turn 10, where the track really widens. De Ketelaere with Maton through turn 7. You can see not feeling the need to defend. He knows that is not going to be the opportunity for De Ketelaere. It's going to be the next couple of corners now. This is 8. 9 is a great opportunity. De Ketelaere looks very, very quick through 8. Is he going to go for it into 9? He tried to, but Maton, wise to it, covers it off. Dekker taking the wide line through 9. Up to 10 we go, and Maton is going to have to stay super defensive now. Dekker sees an opportunity on the inside. Marcel Dekker is through into second. Noah Maton has run slightly wide as well. This race is not over at all. Dekker, this is his best part of the circuit. He knows exactly where to brake here to absolutely nail it. Turn 11 one more time, and Marcel Dekker has gone by De Ketelaere, and I think that is the race won for Noah Maton. That move there is what should give Maton enough of a gap now to just take it home. He just needs to stay on the road now. Who's going to finish second though? Will it be Dekker? Will it be De Ketelaere? Either of them could come across the line in second, and Dekker doing everything to not give De Ketelaere a tow as they head round the final corner now down the start-finish straight. It will be Noah Maton, the rookie, who takes the win. Who is going to take second though as we cross the line? It is Marcel Dekker, who just hangs on to second by half a tenth out front. Noah Maton winning by 0.6 of a second, and I think that's the biggest gap we've seen for a leader this whole race. What a race from Mazda MX-5 Cup. What a weekend to start the season. Noah Maton, the rookie, takes the win from Marcel Dekker and De Ketelaere there. Absolutely superb driving from all of them. Wouter Janssen was just ahead of Christian de Klein. They were split by 1/100th of a second as we see the rest of the field now filter its way across the line. Scootert will be, I think, a bit disappointed with P6. He was leading that race at one stage. Steinhaver didn't have the pace on that one to make an involvement. Mats de Vey in 8th, Luc Valk in 9th, and Van der Scoot dropped to P10. So Noah Maton takes the win. That gap really not a reflection of how close that race was, 0.6 of a second. Noah Maton just getting the breakaway as Dekker and De Ketelaere fought on the last lap at turn 11, but Noah Maton very much the deserved winner in that race. Well done to the rookie. Dekker, De Ketelaere, Janssen, de Klein, Scootert, Heyre, Vey, Valk, Scoot, Back, De Kock, Gruchans, Volobuyev, Mihailo Cohen. We had Lanalati, Yaremenko, Ruyan, Valk Jr., who retired from the race with a couple of laps to go, slowing between turns 12 and turn 13. And there is the full confirmation of the order. It looks like Valk was in 13th place. Just a slight update at the end. Some penalties, I think this might be coming in. Mihailo Cohen likewise just dropping back with a penalty, it seems, added to his time. Nothing that has affected the podium places though, or indeed the top 10. That stays as it is. What a race to end the weekend in terms of Mazda MX-5 Cups. Live coverage will continue at Zandvoort this weekend. We'll have just a bit of a breather before this, and then we'll be back to give you all the action for the Supercar Challenge. But you can see the grandstand in the background, that was full for that one. The fans just taking a chance to take a bit of a breath themselves, but it was fans on their feet for the entire race. You could not take your eyes off that one. And Mazda MX-5 Cups, I said it already, anywhere they go in the world, be it the Daytona 24 Hours, be it any sports car race like GT World Challenge Europe, they often steal the show. They're the ones that the fans look forward to the most, and it's for that reason, because it is any one of 10 drivers usually who can win. This time, though, it goes to Noah Maton, the rookie. 3 rookie wins and 2 podiums for him this weekend, including a win in the final race of the season. And unsurprisingly, that has left some of his support emotional, because he has been a rookie coming into this championship and straight away has proven his ability in it. It's often a stepping stone, Mazda MX-5 Cups, for drivers working their way through the sports car ladder. And Noah Maton, there'll be lots of eyes on him after this weekend. Well done to him. Can now celebrate with the team, and he may be a rookie, but there's no reason he should take the championship. I think Rene is down there for us in Parc Fermé. Let's head to him now to get some reaction.
Noah Maton, congratulations, félicitations, premier victoire de la saison, first victory of the season, eerste overwinning van het jaar. Tell us about your race, please.
Bon, je vais la faire en français, mais
Tu peux faire en français, mais je préfère en anglais.
c'était une course incroyable. On s'est énormément battu. Je ne m'attendais pas à être aussi vite, mais quand j'ai vu que ça marchait, je me suis dit je vais tout tenter pour essayer de la gagner. Et c'est fait, donc voilà, je suis vraiment content.
So Noah says it was an incredible race. There was a battle going out all the way through the race. A lot of position changes, incredible. It's just beyond belief. He can't still realize it himself. But your first victory of the season, top rookie overall win. So what a great start for you it is.
Yeah, for sure.
You're leaving Zandvoort as a happy man, Noah Maton. And let's hear from the others as well, because there's 3 to make a race. Marcel Dekker, tweede plaats voor jou. Met al jouw routine vanaf de 10e positie op de grid naar de tweede plaats en op het podium. Een tijd aan de leiding gereden. Zoveel mooie strijd. Wat een geweldige autosport hebben we van jou gezien.
Ja, dit is waarom ik hier ben. Ik hou van cupracen. We gaan al een paar jaar mee, dus we hebben wat ervaring in de zak. En die ervaring en mijn bumpers had ik nu echt hard nodig. Af en toe op het randje, maar ja, dat kan hier wel. En als we dat allemaal netjes houden zoals het vandaag ging, dan heb je denk ik de mooiste klasse van de dag.
Marcel says it's the very reason why he is here, this battling with all his experience he has in 1MX Series racing, and he showed it, and he's enjoyed the success. He needed all the experience he has, and he needed the bumpers on his car. You can see the little bit of a damage, but it was worthwhile. Een goede start van het seizoen uiteindelijk, toch een podium dit weekend. Nou ja, dat neem je in ieder geval mee.
Ja, goed, einde van een matig weekend. Dus uiteindelijk nemen we dit wel mee met een goede toekomst. Maar ik ben nog zeker niet klaar. De rechte endsnelheid was verder van goed. Dus ja, ik moest het met mijn ellebogen redden. Maar ik hoop dat de auto mij verder gaat helpen de rest van het seizoen.
Heel goed. So he hopes to make further progress throughout the season as the season continues. And he had a bit of a difficult start of the weekend, but now finally came good with the podium, concluding the weekend with a podium finish. Delano de Ketelen, opnieuw op het podium. 3 maal een podiumplaats, dus ook voor jou een goede seizoenstart.
Ja, zeker een mooie seizoenstart. Natuurlijk gehoopt op net een paar trapjes hoger op het podium. Maar toch 3 podiums dit weekend, dus zeker mooi meenemen voor het kampioenschap.
Delano de Ketelen says 3 podium finishes this weekend, so he hoped to be 1 step further up, but 2 steps further up in this case. But still he made it, and he's quite happy with the outcome and the score. Je plannen voor de rest van het seizoen? Ja, je wil hogerop, je zegt het zelf al, jouw ambities zijn duidelijk.
Ja, we willen zeker kampioen worden dit jaar, dus we gaan zeker mogen bijtrappen. Maar voorlopig zit de snelheid er zeker in.
The speed is there, and winning the title is his aim for this season. Racing in front, racen voor zo'n enorm grote tribune, goed gevulde tribune, zo'n groot publiek. Hoe was die beleving voor jou? Hoe was die ervaring?
Ja, dat geeft natuurlijk meer ja, adrenaline, zeg maar. Dus dat is altijd leuk voor een groot publiek rijden.
En jullie hebben een goede show geboden, dus het was zeker waard. It gives more and more adrenaline to race in front of such a huge crowd, and they provided them with a great show. So that's what we've all enjoyed here this afternoon. And it's not done yet because we've still the supercar race coming up. But now it's up to Rick Keller, who is on the podium for the prize-giving ceremony.
Thank you, Rene. Great reaction from the drivers down there. I don't think Noah Maton could quite believe that he took the win in that one. I mean, winning a race is always something, but when you win it, having fought that hard, I'm sure the adrenaline levels in the car were through the roof. Well, this is where we all started. Decatur would lead us away from pole position. Scootert in second, and Decatur waited about 3 seconds before he gave the signal to Scootert to work with him. Janssen made a good start to the race as well, heading up pretty quickly and was soon part of that top 3. And Decker going wheel to wheel there with Decline over 4th place, and that would be a place where Decker would make a lot of his moves. He took control of the chasing pack in 4th place and would lead the charge after the leaders Decline did his best to try and stay ahead of Decker, but it wouldn't quite last as Decker pulled this move off about 5 times, around the outside at 11 and down the inside at turn 12. Noah Maton, you can see at one stage he could only just about see the leaders, but worked with Marcel Decker, closed down on the lead queue, and Decker then made his jump into the top 3, passing Janssen, and Decatur would then be the one having to deal with Decker as Scooter was passed by both him and Wouter Janssen. Noah Maton then, this was his first big move down the inside at Tarzan corner on Janssen, got himself within that lead group. Janssen briefly getting back by, but Maton would get ahead. Van der Scoot unfortunately took a spin and dropped out of the top 10 in the background. This was the likes of Valken, Henk Valk Jr., who would sadly retire at the end of the race, and Van der Scoot had a bit of a nervy moment coming through turn 6 there. Decker took control of the race. Scooter went with him. Janssen likewise. Decatur went from 1st to 4th just like that. And Maton then passed both him and would then go by Janssen as well. You could see Decatur doing absolutely everything to stay ahead of Noah Maton, but he would go by Wouter Janssen here at turn 1, not for the first time in the race, to then put himself into P3. This is where we saw Van der Scoot take that spin through turn 8. Maton then pulled off this great move, inspired by Marcel Decker, I'm sure, around the outside at turn 11, and then found himself side by side with the man himself, Decker, who pulled off a great defensive move to stay ahead of Noah Maton. Lots of changes going on. Janssen would then take control of the lead as it all kicked off, but Maton worked his way through, got himself into the lead ahead of Janssen, and we saw the likes of Decline rejoining this battle for the first time since the start of the race. More side-by-side action. Decatur went through into second. Decker started to climb back up the lead pack, having briefly dropped down. It's past Scooter to Scooter, then found himself losing momentum and losing ground. This is when Decker was side-by-side with Decatur come the end of the race. Had to hang on, went through there, and that secured the lead and the win for Noah Maton, who came round the last corner and took the checkered flag by 0.6 of a second ahead of Decker and Decatur. That a race I'm sure he will absolutely never forget, and that had many of the fans applauding at the end for not just Maton but for the entire field for putting on a good show. We haven't even had the supercar race, and I'm sure a lot of the fans feel they've got more than their money's worth around today. Thoroughly enjoyed that one. It was pretty hard to keep up with at times, wasn't it? But when you say that, it's always a sign of a very, very good race. And this just round 1 of the season, so lots more to come in Mazdas. Out onto the podium then we go. You can see Decatur, he's just fallen short a couple of times this weekend, but 3 podiums nevertheless. Decker out onto the podium for him. That is first one of the weekend, but 3 top 5 finishes for him. But the win now, the overall win and the rookie win goes to Noah Maton. What a result from Maton there. 3 rookie wins, 2 podiums, 1 overall win as well. Noah Maton is quickly becoming one of the most exciting drivers in the Mazda MX-5 Cup Benelux. Marcel Dekker showed his experience in that one. Delano De Ketelaere showing raw speed. Hasn't quite taken the flag first, but you feel he's not far away from doing that at all. That is your top 3 on the podium, and 3 drivers who will be one of a group fighting for this championship. That race proved there could be easily 7-8 drivers who could go on and win this championship. But in a race like that, you've just got to play it very strategical to get yourself the edge, and that's exactly what Maton did. He had patience throughout the race, made the moves when it mattered, and made the break right at the end. And good sportsmanship there from Dekker and De Ketelaere, who make sure he's leaving with a very wet race suit. Noah Maton, thoroughly deserved win from him, beating the experienced Marcel Dekker. And he'll have to come back out again very shortly, because we're about to have the rookie podium as well, where we'll see Van der Scoot decline and Noah Maton come back out onto the podium once again. 3 rookies, 3 or 4 rookies rather, in the top 10. Jim Back was the 4th of the rookies in 10th. 9th place and 3rd in the rookies was Van der Scoot. He's shown some great potential this weekend. A shame that he did drop back after that spin, but nevertheless a great performance. Likewise from Decline, who was a part of that lead battle for most of the race and finished in P5 in the end. And Noah Maton, of course, our rookie winner, overall winner, got a couple of trophies now to take home. He'll going to be leaving with about 5 trophies, I think, this weekend, so he'll be starting to struggle for room to get them all back in the end. Dekker in 2nd overall. We had De Ketelaere in 3rd, but on this rookie podium it's Maton, Decline and Van der Scoot, the top 3 rookies. Maton is just giving himself an edge over the rest of the rookies, you feel, but potential in Decline to the left of the screen there, no doubt, for him to take overall podiums, possibly challenge for the win. And for the rookies, they've all done themselves very proud in this first race, and celebrations on the podium. The rookies coming in at a very high standard, which will keep the returning drivers one eye on them, no doubt about that. But that is Mazda MX-5 Cup done. A bit of a break for the championship now before round 2 at Zolder on the 26th and 28th of June. Then it's off to Assen, first weekend of August. Then they'll be at the Nürburgring with GT World Challenge Europe. Zandvoort back here at the start of October. And then at the end of October we'll be at Assen. The championship extending from 5 rounds to 6 this season, with that return with the new edition of Nürburgring, meaning just the 1 visit to Assen, and first time supporting GT World Challenge Europe since 2019. What a weekend it has been overall for the Mazda MX-5 Cup Benelux. I really hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a pleasure to call the action. Cannot wait to see how this goes throughout. We've got a very close battle for the championship on this season. Make sure you are with us for the journey. We're only just getting started. For now, it's goodbye.